more severe weather is coming to the United States starting today. Today, we have an enhanced risk of severe weather stretching from near Goodland, Colorado, all the way up here to near Rochester, Minnesota. So we do have an enhanced risk of severe weather. If we look at today's tornado threat, we have a 2% tornado threat starting from near Childress, Texas, all the way over here to near London, Canada. Or if you want to just go straight north, a 2% tornado threat to near St. Cloud, Minnesota. And then a 5% chance of seeing any tornadoes from near Elk City all the way up here to near Minneapolis, Minnesota. But there's another one over here near Central Michigan. And that's from near Caro, Michigan, through we'll just say Ludington, Michigan. So that's at 5%. A 10% tornado threat, especially from near Minneapolis, Kansas, not Minnesota, but Minneapolis, Kansas, to appear to near Marshall, Minnesota. And a 5% tornado. I already did that one. My bad. And a 10% tornado threat from near Wilbur, Nebraska, all the way up here to near Alvord, Iowa, I think. I'm pretty sure it's Iowa. Wait, no, to near, we'll just say a 10% tornado threat from near Canton, North Dakota. We'll just say that. So again, a 50% chance of seeing any tornadoes, a 10% tornado threat, a 5% tornado threat, and a 2% tornado threat. The little black dots they see on your screen, that is intensity group 1 risk. That means we'll get 2 tornadoes, EF2 or higher. And the EF2 tornadoes or higher, that includes So the intensity group 1 risk, that means EF2 or higher tornadoes are possible. And that stretches from near Wellington, Texas, all the way up here to near Painesville, Minnesota, and another intensity group 1 risk to near Foyster to near Ludington, Michigan. Wind threat for today. We have a 5% chance of seeing any damaging wind gusts, a 15% chance of seeing any wind gusts, and a 30% chance of seeing any wind gusts. So the 5% tornado, for the 5% wind risk, that stretches from near all the way down here to near Baton Rouge, Louisiana, all the way over here to near Detroit, Michigan, or Thunder Bay, Canada, or Ontario, Canada. And a 50% chance of seeing any tornadoes. No, a 50% chance of seeing any damaging wind gusts from near Woodward, Oklahoma, to all the way over here to near Harbor Beach, Michigan, and a 30% chance of seeing any wind gusts, from near Grand Island, Nebraska, to near Rochester, Minnesota. Okay, so that's that wind risk. I need a drink. Hold on. There we go. The hail risk today, same thing. 5%, 15%, 30%. I'm gonna go over that because I want to have some time to talk about stuff after that. Okay, tomorrow is going to be the main big bad boy of severe weather. We have a moderate risk in place from near Wichita, Kansas. But Wichita, you are not in that. You are not in that moderate risk for tomorrow. Stretching from near Auburn, Nebraska as well. In Auburn, you are in that one. Topeka, you're in that. Emperor, you're in that. Marysville. It's going to be bad tomorrow. If we look at the tornado threat for tomorrow, we have a 2%, 5%, 15%, and 30%. So that 2% includes near Abilene, Texas, all the way over here to near Sault Ste. Marie, Canada, or Ontario. A 5% tornado threat from near Wichita Falls or Samoria, if you want to get pinpoint exact, through, again, Sault Ste. Marie, Canada. A 10% tornado threat from near Fairview, Oklahoma, to near Waterloo, Minnesota, and Waterloo, you are in that 10% for tomorrow. A 30% chance of seeing a tornado from near Wichita. Wichita, you are not in that. In the 30% Wichita, you are not in that Wichita. But the 30% chance of seeing tornadoes that touches from near Wichita through to near Red Oak, Iowa. And you see those very, very big black lines going through your screen right now? That is intensity group 2 risk. And that means EF3 or high tornadoes are possible. And that stretches from near Alva, Oklahoma to near Auburn, Nebraska. And intensity group 1 risk, that is those small dots that you see on your screen, the small little lines. That is going to near Fairview, Oklahoma, to all the way up here to near Decorah, Michigan. Decorah, Iowa. And this is for tomorrow. And this is not for today. This is tomorrow, Monday. So tomorrow is going to be a really, really bad day of severe weather. I think we will have a tornado outbreak. If we take a look at the wind threat for tomorrow, we have a 5% wind risk from near San Angelo, Texas, all the way up here to near Sault Ste. Marie, Canada, or Ontario. A 50% chance of seeing any damage wind gusts from near Abilene, Texas, all the way over here to near Crystal Lake, Michigan, and a 30% chance of seeing any wind gusts tomorrow from near Stillwater, Oklahoma, all the way over here to near Iron Mountain, Wisconsin. And again, the little black dots they see on your screen there, that is a group 1 risk, wind conditional group 1 risk. That means wind gusts 70 or greater is possible there. So that's for tomorrow. The hail threat for tomorrow. Oh gosh, they made some upgrades. That wasn't there last time, but okay, we'll go over it. The hail threat for tomorrow, a 5% chance of seeing any wind gusts, of seeing any large hail from near San Angelo, Texas, all the way over here to near Sault Ste. Marie, Canada. A 15% chance of seeing any large hail from near Wichita Falls, Oklahoma, to near Green Bay, Wisconsin. A 30% chance of seeing any large hail tomorrow from near Alva, Oklahoma, to near Omaha, Nebraska for tomorrow. Okay, so Omaha, you are in two days of severe weather, so it's going to get bad for you. Okay, a 45% chance of seeing any damaging wind gusts from near Wichita, Kansas, to near Auburn, Kansas. No, Auburn, to near Auburn, Nebraska. Sorry. And again, do you see those very, very dark black lines going through your screen? That is hail and Scissor Group 2 risk. That means we can see hail 3 inches. Yeah, 3 inches or greater for tomorrow. So that's that black line, and in the Group 2 risk, that is going to extend to near Alva, Oklahoma, to near Neola, Iowa. Excuse me, yeah, Iowa. So that's okay. If we take a look at thunderstorm risks, 1,200 to 1,600. That is for today. Yeah, for today. Okay, so we have. So again, that is 1,200. Sorry about that. I'm a script. 1,200 to 1,600. So 1200, that is, so 1200 to 1600, 1200 is 12 p.m., 1600 is 4 p.m. So I want to take a look at that. I'm going to go over this because it'll take forever, but I'll let you go ahead and look at the East Coast for now. I'll give you a break so you can look at that. I'll shut up. I'm going to start transitioning. That is the East Coast. Now we are into the Midwest and Southern Plains. Alright, go ahead and switch. Now, there we go. We can just pass all that. And this is for today as well. So again, this is 12 p.m. through 4 p.m. That's all. Oh yeah, and we have a little one over here. Alright, 1600 to 2000. So 1600, 4 p.m. through 2000 to 12. Oh my gosh, dude. Jeez. So 1600 to 2000, that is 4 p.m. through 8 p.m. I'll just go and take a look at that, starting over here with the East Coast. Alright, go start transitioning. I know it's a big area. Alright, go and start transitioning. I'll go slow so you can keep saying it. Now we're into the Midwest and Southern Plains. Let's go ahead and do that. So the Midwest is top right of your screen. It says Midwest, and the Southern is the. Gosh, what did I say? I'm going to switch, and then this is over here. I have to go over here too. There we go. Alright, 2000. So that is 8 p.m. through 12 a.m. 2000 to 00000. That is 12. That is, gosh, dude, that is 8 p.m. through 12 a.m. We'll start over here. We can just go right here. I'm switching through air cycles. That's why I hear that clacking. Alright, gotta go and go to the Southern Plains and Midwest. Now, the Midwest is, yeah. I'm just gonna start moving a little bit. There we go. Now, that's all we gotta talk about. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this video about day 3. We can't really look that much into it because it's 3 days out. But 3 days out, we do have a slight risk from near Abilene, Texas, through Rogers City, Michigan. Just for tomorrow. That is that slight risk. And one more thing before you go, I'm gonna go ahead and go to Weatherfront. We're going to dive into models and look at CAPE values for today. There we go. Yesterday, for Saturday, this didn't do a good job. I'm in the GFS. That's why I need to be in the GFS. I was on the NDFD. That's I wonder why. Alright, what is the GFS? If I can hide that. Maybe. There we go. So this is the CAPE values for today, or convective available potential energy. And that sounds complicated. It's just thunderstorm fuel. So the dark orange and the red and the purples and pinks, those mean a severe weather outbreak is likely for that day, and this is for today. So this is Sunday at 9 a.m. So we're past that. We'll go to 12 p.m. So this is 12 p.m. Sunday. So this is today, 5/17/26, updated 12:54 p.m. So a minute ago. This is at 12 p.m. right now. So we do have. I'll go ahead and center it over here. So in the middle of your screen, that is CAPE values. If we can dive deeper, so this is 2,000. So this is 2,478 joules per kilogram, and you need 1,000 joules per kilogram to get thunderstorms up and firing. So we have that there in Kansas City, Wichita, Wichita, I'm pretty sure you're Oklahoma City. You have that cape for thunderstorms. San Angelo, Houston, Dallas, Shreveport. But that's not really the main. All right, so we'll keep going. So this is today at 1 p.m. As you can see, the cape values are starting to ramp up again. To tell if it's bad or not, dark orange, red, pink, and purples are the worst. That means a tornado or severe weather outbreak is likely that day. So this is at 2 p.m., 3 p.m. So we have those. So we have a lot of cape values through here. And that's where we're watching the area for severe weather. All right, going to keep going, and that blue circle is when you'll be watching. So go ahead and transition over to, if we dive deeper into this, we have over Colgate, Oklahoma. We have 3,816 joules per kilogram. So that is a lot. So that is a lot of thunderstorm fuel. Near Princeton, you have 3,745 joules per kilogram. And again, for reference, you need 1,000 joules per kilogram to get storms. All right, we'll get going into time. This is at 4 p.m. today. 4 p.m. 5 p.m. Storms are going to be up and firing by now, if they weren't already. But storms will be firing right about, like, storms, timing for, I know it's off topic, but timing for severe weather, that'll be from 2:30 through probably till like 12 a.m. So we have a lot of cape values. We'll go and dive deeper into this. East of Tulsa, you have 4,222 joules per kilogram. So you have a lot of thunderstorm fuel. If you go up here to the main station, near if you live in Derby, go just directly right over you have exactly 4,000 joules per kilogram around 5 p.m. today. And this is the latest. And this is the latest scan. We'll do more. Whatever. So this is at 6 p.m. Do you see the? Go ahead and change it. We have a lot of cape through here. We have a lot of cape. Go ahead and get rid of that. The blue circle is when you be watching the force for that. And then around 7 p.m. storms, they're still gonna be up and firing, but it's starting to dissipate just a tiny bit. 8 p.m. as you can see, the pinks, purples are starting to go away. As you can see right here. What the world? As you can see right here, ignore that line. Okay, so at around 6 p.m., you can see the storms are starting to dissipate. As you can see, 8 p.m., all that pink is still off the table. But that I'm telling you, that dark red, that still can keep storms firing around 8 p.m. 9 p.m., storms are going to start dissipating at this point. 10 p.m., storms are going to start going away. 12 a.m., we could see a little bit of a spark in Cape. Yeah. so you could see a little bit of a spark in it, but besides that, that's about it. So if you're wanting to get up and track the weather, which I'm gonna do, but I'm not doing live streams anymore. But I'll do that. So I would probably get ready to quit off by around 9-10 p.m. That's good because I have stupid day. I have stupid school in the morning, so. But yeah. If we take a look at Mondays, we're gonna take actually no, we'll go ahead and go to HRRR. Those are the really good radars. So this is the Cape, and this is the HRRR model. So this is Sunday, 9 a.m. So we go ahead and get down here. We'll go ahead. Alright, so it's 1 p.m. right now. So 1 p.m. we do have a lot of Cape. And again, see if you have a lot of thunderstorm fuel. Look for the pinks, purples, reds, and dark oranges. And for give you reference, when you're watching about, well, no, that's pretty much too far out. When you be watching this area, just to give you a reference. 2 p.m. storms are starting to fire. 3, 4. Look at all that Cape, dude. It's just the Gulf is just sending that crap in, sending all that Cape in. Yep, storms are starting to dissipate around 4 a.m. according to the ARRR. Yeah, around 4 p.m. around 4 a.m. Monday, the ARRR shows the storm is starting to dissipate by now, but that ain't right. So go ahead and go back to the GFS. That's about all I got for you today. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you watch this. If you have any family and friends out there, in Omaha, Silk City, Des Moines, Minneapolis, Kearney, anywhere right there in that. Well, I guess my speaker, GG, but if you have any family in that dark orange, they need to be weather prepared. If they have a weather radio over there, which is extremely useful, get them. I make sure the batteries in there are fresh and they aren't used by now. Just make sure the weather radios are up and fired and they're ready to go. I think we will see an upgrade in this to a moderate risk. But most likely around like 2 or 3. But if not, it's alright. Enhanced risk is still bad enough. And the tornado threat is really high. Also, another thing I want to point out, but the tornado threat may be lessened, but don't be like, well, don't be like, well, there goes our storms. They'll still be firing, but if storms can remain discreet, we will see higher tornado threat. But if storms start to get more, if storms starting to convoy into a big line, which I think we'll have today, the tornado threat won't be as high. It'll still be high, but it won't be as high, which is good. But if you look on the radar and those huge blobs all by themselves in that risk area, those supercells, the storms, we call them supercells. Those supercells can produce a huge tornado if storms can remain discreet, which according to all my models that I was at this morning on my PC, I don't think we'll have that. Storms are going to start convoying together, and it'll just create a messy line, which is good for the tornado threat, but bad for the wind and hail. When you see storms together, that's like bowed, like a line of severe thunderstorms. If it's like a bow echo and it's kind of like curving like that. Excuse me. Again, if you see on the radar a lot of severe thunderstorms like that, kind of like curving like that, that's bad. That usually means that the wind threat will be higher for today, for that day of severe weather. But if the storms come out very, very but if the storms are just like little blobs everywhere now and then, like that on the radar, those are supercells, and those aren't produce the most severe weather. But if supercells come together like this, like a line like this, then the tornado threat will be lessened. But still, besides all that, I think we will still have a moderate risk in place. And today, if you're hearing this and the tornado threat goes down to like a 5%, you'll be like, dang it, dude. Well, I guess bye to that severe weather. It'll still be action packed. It'll still be strong. It's just, but this could change a lot if supercells by themselves discrete, if they're by themselves, then we can definitely see a higher tornado threat. But if storms come on the radar like this, like kind of like curved, and a whole lot of severe thunderstorms, tornado threat will be lessened. Sorry for all the talking. I just want to get this out to the public as soon as possible, even though I've been doing this for a whole good while. A good example of a supercell. Supercells look like this. No, they don't. No, they don't look like this at all. But still, supercells are just a big blob of severe. Like, if you look on Weatherfront, if you see all these colors into a ball, into a ball, those are supercells, and those can produce huge tornadoes for today. But if storms come along, then we won't see a higher tornado threat. Anyway, That's all what I got for you today. I know I gave you a lot of information, and I really hope you watch this. Share it to your friends if you see it and they don't see it. They don't need to see it for today. Anyway, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you all on the next one.